Welcome everyone to week 6 of the NFL season. As you see, I'm back in the NFL captain's chair. What can I say about week 5 last week? Just like my rock star friend Bob Seger says, I'm ready to turn the page on week 5's nightmare. I went 1-5 against the spread, but I improved to 4-2 in my upset specials for the year, and my overall record stands at 13-17. So let's see if we can put some wins in the win column this week. So let's start our week 6 journey with a Thursday night special. Yes, get your keys and let's drive down to Charlotte. I like the Panthers -3 over the Eagles. I look for the Panthers to flex their paws of their front seven against QB Wentz, and he'll have little space and time to throw down to his toys at wide receiver. And after a slow start with the Panthers offense, Cam Newton has found his 2015 cape from a couple years ago, and he's been on fire. And I look that to continue against a short in height secondary of the Eagles, and I look for Cam to throw the ball to his twin 6'5" receivers. And I look for running back and slot receiver McCaffrey to have a big impact on this game and slow down the Eagles' pass rush. So let's head to Sunday's games. First up, I like the Saints -5. Coming off their bye, I look for Drew Brees to have a big game against a questionable Lions secondary, and I expect him to get lots of help from his running backs Ingram and rookie tailback in the slot game and in the screen game. And this will open things up in the play action for his toys at wide receiver. And on defense, I look for the Saints' improved D-line and secondary to give trouble to an injury-riddled Matthew Stafford playing at less 100%. So grab your sunscreen as we're headed to the desert Southwest. I like the Bucs a pick against the Cards. With having 10 days off and being totally embarrassed on this field in week 2 a year ago, I expect a fired up Buccaneers team. And they are getting healthier on defense with the return of Pro Bowl linebackers David and Alexander and safety Ward. This will give problems to Cardinals O-line and newly acquired Peterson. And I don't think Palmer will have the time in the pocket. And with Evans having double teams against him, I look for a breakout game as Winston will connect with Jackson multiple times this year, and I expect the Tampa Bay running game will have a big success in this one. Now let's head to Arrowhead. I like the Steelers +4.5. After one of the worst days of Big Ben's life, I expect him and the team to look in the mirror and get things turned around. I I think they'll hand the ball off to Bell, and by doing this, it will open things up down the field for some play action bombs. And I expect slot receiver Eli Rogers to become a big factor on third and shorts to move the chains. And Chiefs tight end Kelsey might not be in this game or have a snap count, which is the centerpiece of what makes everything click for Smith and the backs in the offense. So I look for a close one, and the Steelers might have a chance to pull the upset. Speaking of upsets, I have an upset special for you this week. Ding, 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 ding. I like the Rams +3. After a hard-fought loss against their division rival Seahawks last week, I expect them to bounce back on the opposite coast in northern Florida against the Jags. I think the D-line of the Rams will be able to push the pocket and collapse it around Bortles. And Fournette will have a more difficult time this week as he did last week. And I look for Goff to have some success in the medium game, and Gurley will have some success on the ground as the Steelers got away from the running game last week, in which the Jags struggled to stop. And the 4 o'clock kickoff will do a favor for the Rams, as it will be like playing at 1 o'clock their time. So I look for them to bounce back and move up to the NFC West penthouse at the end of the game. So for a quick review, here are my picks. And before I get to the sheet, a special shout out to my co-captain last week, Tim Harris. Good job, Dad.
Thank you, Ryan.